How's it going, everyone? Wraith here with another Doom Eternal video. I wanted to cover something that I am probably most excited about in Doom Eternal, which is who are the Marauder and Doom Hunter, and what roles will they play in the game. I know that there have already been some videos on them a while back by Midnight, who has some awesome Doom videos as well, so definitely check them out. And like usual, I just want to express my opinion on them and see if my ideas are a bit different or not. I really feel like these two characters are going to be among the most important enemies that the Slayer will encounter and be the most popular as well. So let's get into why I think these two demons will have the ultimate showdown with the Slayer. Not much is known about these two demons that were revealed in the QuakeCon reveal last year, but there has been much speculation on the background following the event. Many think that the Marauder is a Doomslayer from another dimension, the Betrayer, the Wretch, or even just a demon boss that we'll encounter in the game. I did a little more looking into it and found some things that many of you may think to be already obvious. First of all, the name Marauder. It pretty much means he is a pirate and takes things from others. Being a demon and all, it would make sense that he has the 3 skulls on his leg as trophies to gloat about his victories. The super shotgun that he has could have been taken from a Doomslayer or a Doom guy, and how the Crucible axe and the armor he wears are very similar to the Slayers. So here's what I think he could be in 3 possible theories. 1, he could be the Wretch. The reason I think that is because the Wretch created or updated the Praetor suit for the Doomslayer, and the armor that the Marauder has on resembles the armor that the Doomslayer wears. The armor that the Marauder has on could have been more of a prototype that he first designed, then came across the Slayer and made his armor. According to the Codex entries in Doom 2016, the Wretch could have updated the suit as it has English text and logos for human manufacturers. Now here's where it gets a bit more interesting. For this theory, I'm thinking that the Wretch is also the Doom Marine from the original games. Think about it, he has fought hell for many years, lost many friends and family, Daisy included, and going with what happened in Doom 64, he stayed in hell as a way to make sure they don't come back into his dimension again. Wretch as a definition is either an unfortunate, unhappy, or a despicable person. Why would hell, or the one who wrote the Slayer Testaments, use that term, Wretch, for the one who adorned the Slayer his Praetor suit and say that he must not be named? Kind of reminds me of Voldemort from Harry Potter, where many people would rather say he who must not be named instead of saying his name. Mostly it was out of fear, or rather by saying his name would be offensive. So if Hell would say that the Wretch must not be named, then it would rule out the Wretch being on Hell's side, as he would be an enemy to them. Also, the Doom Marine did lose a lot in the past Doom games, so he would at least be somewhat unhappy and be considered despicable, as Hell despises him. It could even be possible with all the time in Hell, the Doom Marine transformed into a demon as being exposed to so much Argent energy for millennia, but still keeping his humanity and helping the Doomslayer. Kind of like with the Summoner, where, do an Argent or Hell wave, it would actually, transform people into the possessed or into higher up demons. So that could have been something that happened as well. Another thing to mention is that he has the Slayer's mark on his buckle, or something similar to it, and also wields a crucible and carries a super shotgun. In Doom 2016, under the Super Shotgun Codex entry, says that the gun was taken away from the UAC's approved weapon arsenal, but yet some still used it. So it wasn't a very common weapon to find, and I wouldn't think that there would be many lying around in hell for him to pick up. The gun could be evidence of being Doom Guy's, as he always had his trusty double-barrel shotgun with him at all times. The reason he could have the Slayer mark in the Crucible is that he could have worked with the Night Sentinels and was given a Crucible. So with this theory, that would mean that he could be an ally to the Doomslayer instead of being an enemy. The second theory could be that the Marauder is the Betrayer. We know that the Betrayer gave up the position of the race to the Hell Priest, Dade Grov, in exchange for his son who died in battle. After the fall of the race and the defeat of Argent Donner, Hell gave the Betrayer his son, but in the form of the Icon of Sin. On a side note, I still wonder why he would have done a deal with the enemy, even knowing full well of what their intentions were and what they were capable of. He must have been very selfish, or think that he could have somehow resurrected his son from the dead by the powers of hell. So he must have been very desperate. Anyway, after that, we don't know much more about the Betrayer, so it comes to speculation at this point. Since the Marauder has a Slayer mark, or something similar to it like I mentioned, and a Crucible, it could be very possible that he was indeed a Night Sentinel, but fallen to the dark forces of hell. If he is in fact the Betrayer, then we could really see an intense encounter with him and the Doomslayer, as the Slayer would want to exact vengeance on him. It's like a brother or a good friend of yours went behind your back and betrayed his entire race and is now in demon form. Also, if he was a Night Sentinel, and just as lethal as the Doomslayer, I'm willing to bet that the Marauder will be a difficult, or at least a challenging boss to encounter in Doom Eternal. The last theory for the Marauder is that he is just what he is, a demon that loots his victims and a worthy contender for the Doomslayer. If that's the case, and probably closer to who he really is, then it could explain how he got the armor, the crucible, the super shotgun, and the skulls on his leg. He could have been one of the Hell Soldiers that invaded Argent-D'Nur and killed a Night Sentinel taking his crucible. Could have killed a UAC soldier that came into Hell during one of the excursions that carried a super shotgun with him. His armor is very old and even has chainmail on it, so it could have been retrieved from another Doomslayer eons ago. And finally, he could have retrieved the skulls from his victims across other dimensions that Hell consumed. Overall, lots of different theories and ideas that could be true or completely wrong with the Marauder. These are just some of the ideas I came up with about him, so let me know what you all think. Do you agree with me or have a different opinion? Let me know in the comment section. We all know that the Doomslayer has been fighting the forces of Hell for many years, and after a while, he would definitely come across someone he would consider an archenemy. The Slayer Testaments recount time after time how the Slayer defeated every foe that Hell threw at him. It may even be at this point that Hell devised a plan to create an advanced Hell Soldier that would be more resilient than those that fell before the Slayer. The Doom Hunter is a very interesting demon, as it's unclear that he was either created this way by Hell or looked completely different, and then the UAC resurrected him in their design. I'm thinking that he looked different, possibly like a higher demon or a Hell Priest that possessed the powers of Hell and had quite the arsenal to fight the Doomslayer. It would be very interesting if he ends up being De Grav, the Hell Priest who captured the Wraiths. By doing that, he would have been very powerful, as he was able to control or possess the deities that Argent-D'Nur worshipped. I would think of him being like one of the Serpent Riders from Heretic, where they were very powerful and feared throughout the land. He may have been defeated at one point or numerous times, and then later on was discovered by the UAC in their Tether expeditions. It would be possible that they brought him to Earth, since we didn't know of him in Doom 2016, and then redesigned him as the armor and weapons he possesses don't look hellish in design. He could have even gone to Mars first and was a very closely guarded secret that Olivia Pierce kept from Hayden and the UAC. He would have been a backup plan to stop the Slayer if he were to wake up and stop her plan from succeeding. With the Doomslayer waking up, it would have been bad timing for her and didn't allow enough time to resurrect the Doom Hunter. So that could be why we didn't come across him. It does look like he has what seems to be an Argent accumulator in his chest, which would be the means of providing life to the Hunter. There's also some symbols on his gun and other places on his body that could either be from Hell or a different language. All in all, there's a lot going on with this speculation, and I don't want to get too deep with it since we literally have nothing to work with, but it's fun to talk about for sure. However, I'm really excited about the Doom Hunter and what his backstory will be. Let me know what you think could be his backstory. Okay guys, that's what I think could be the backstories and why they are going to be really important in Doom Eternal for both the Marauder and Doom Hunter. Like I mentioned, let me know what you think about the Marauder and Doom Hunter and what the roles they will play in Doom Eternal. Will they be boss fights, or will they be fought multiple times throughout the campaign? Let me know in the comment section. Before I go, I want to say how awesome you guys are and let you all know how much I appreciate the support. It really means a lot, so thank you. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and also check out my Instagram page at RipNtear Gaming to stay up to date with my channel and other things that I post there. Hope you all have a good one. Until next time, don't forget to rip and tear. Peace.